One way out, Blanche, and I don't think you can hold your breath long enough.
You're just making a mountain out of a molehill.
5 years of molehills. They add up.
Well, I didn't know Doug meant this much to you.
I'm not talking about Doug. This is about you. She asked me for another chance. I gave it to her. I trusted her. I am sick. I've had to give up my job because I was too tired to do it.
How'd you get here?
I flew.
No, to my office.
A taxi.
And from the taxi?
But how did I get from the taxi to your office?
Not a hard question.
I walked.
Right, you walked. You're not Rose.
And then for dessert, he took me to this most romantic little bistro. And while the waiter was glazing my peaches, Richard leaned over and took my hand, and you know what he said?
What?
Our biggest worry will be tank sweat. I cannot wait to go back there and rub their noses in it.
Isn't it wonderful how you make lifelong bonds when you join a sorority?
No, I never belonged to a sorority. I was blackballed.
Oh, I think that is so cruel. The Alpha Yams didn't have blackballing. We believed that any girl who wanted to help her community and foster...
I never thought I'd ever be saying this in my wildest dreams. And you know just how wild they can get. What I'm trying to tell you, Simon, the last time we made love was the last time. I guess it's just lucky that we took those snapshots.
Honest man. Do you think about that? Yes.
Blanche, you look terrific. You look like you lost 15 pounds.
Well, thank you, Sophia.
Oh, that's your thigh. I thought it was part of the couch. Blanche, try to remember, gravy isn't a beverage.
Blanche, Ma broke her glasses. She can't see.
My, sir, I do believe you're jealous.
You know, normally I hate it when people tweak my nose, but at least you're touching me. Look, are you seeing somebody else?
My.
Nice pants, Rose. Come get him.
Got a date tonight, no jewelry to wear. Some scum's woman is wearing my mama's jewelry.
I wonder if jewelry comes from Jewish people. In Little Falls, the jeweler was Jewish. Jeweler, Jewish? I wonder if there's a connection.
Hey, sit up and have this, baby. I'll run down and get you some ice cream.
When are you going to stop treating me like a child?
Oh, somebody's grumpy.
I want her out of here.
Well, Becky, you don't mean that.
Oh, right, I'm in a real joking mood. Now get out.
Becky!
You're not helping, Mom.
It's awful.
Stinky. Go to hell, all of you.
I will not have that filthy beast in my house. It belongs in a barnyard.
This is not a farm.
On our way, Hetty came upon Goosey Lucy. One of the most popular birds in the barnyard. The most popular. And the 8th graders are seeing a play today about how to be that popular safely. I'll turn her in, Dorothy, but first, go out there and take care of those men.
Blanche, I have to take care of my mother.
I can't take care of both Miles and the men.
Oh, Dorothy, please do this for Blanche, for me.
Oh, all right.
Now listen, I don't want my plan to go to waste. I still intend to date Jane.
Feel sorry for you?
That'd be a start.
Nah, the Sophia I know is a survivor. That's why we got married. You beat out a lot of other women.
Oh, yeah, there was a hell of a long line waiting to get to you, Sal. What's the name of that girl with the warts?
You see? Some things you do remember.
Tell me the truth, do these glasses make me look stupid?
Let's just say they don't hide it.
The consumer show asked me to test these chemically treated lenses. The theory is they don't fog up when you come in from the cold. Excuse me.
Don't listen to her, Blanche.
You grow a beard, Dorothy. Believe me, I woke up one morning, I looked like Arafat.
Oh, I never grew a beard.
You never grew brains either.
Well, I tell you,
Thing.
No way, I'm really mad.
All right, it's late and I'm tired, so listen up.
oh, Ma, you're going to tell us a story.
No, I'm going to do shadow puppets. See? An elephant eating a peanut? Happy? Of course I'm going to tell a story. Picture it. Morocco, the 30s. When? Good night.
You know, we haven't slept together since I was a little girl.
Thank God.
I used to get into your bed whenever I had that dream about the...
That was one of the causes. I'm not going.
You're going.
Rose, could you give me a hand?
Oh, sure.
If you will excuse me, Becky and I are having breakfast on the lanai. We're still bonding.
Dorothy, how come we never bond?
We're from before bonding and quality time. Now, many of my classmates are gone. I mean, look, Frank Bonatardi, tight end on the football team, heart attack, dead.
Well, Dorothy, don't think of it as Frank being dead. Just think of it as God telling Frank to go deep. Rose, I lend you a perfectly fine automobile, no strings attached, and you let some thief drive off in it. Rose Knight and I will never forgive you.
Wasn't it insured? They'll pay you full blue book.
All is forgiven. I'm gonna go call the car dealer right now and tell him he made a sale.
Blanche!
Was paying attention.
Oh, we sure were. Especially Dorothy. She even talked about taking up sculpting.
Really, Doc?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You said you'd like to help him mold his clay or buff his marble anytime.
Rose, you're such a kidder. But it does make it a lot more complicated. So, Frank, you cannot go through with this.
Dorothy.
No. It's a mistake that we would both regret for the rest of our lives. No matter how strongly you feel, Frank, I cannot let you leave the priesthood for me.
What? Well, can you guess what my decision is?
You're becoming Irish?
No. I'm becoming a clown. A full-time circus clown.
Oh, I'm just sitting here kicking myself for not taking care of my gallbladder. And for going to that hospital for the operation and for letting them give me blood without asking first, oh, excuse me, are you sure this isn't going to kill me one day?
Now, Rose, take it easy.
Why does everyone keep saying that? I don't feel it.
Learning to get in touch with my emotions.
Tell me, will it take long? You know, you're reading my Newsweek.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, Dorothy, I see you met Milton.
Oh, yes, we were just getting acquainted, dumping Rosie's driftwood.
Oh, no, Dorothy, no.
Trust me, Rose. Drink it. Slowly. That's right. Down the hatch. We call this Sicilian Sominex. Now, you might feel a slight tingling, but believe me, you'll sleep like a baby.
Earl, God will turn that paper bird into a real one, which I believe, because why would a mother lie? So every day I'm being very good and praying and looking for any sign of life and becoming very attached to that ridiculous paper bird. So you...
Go on, baby. Go on.
Rose, I thought we decided that pig was going to stay in the pen out back.
Oh, he didn't like it there. It was too confining. Oh, but baby's a free spirit, a wanderer, a rebel. You know, in a lot of ways, he reminds me of Jimmy Dean.
Isn't it something, Blanche? Do you believe they gave us the same table?
Well, why would they seat us separately?
I mean the same table as last time.
Oh, of course, silly me. Oh, and look, even the same chairs.
Blanche,
Stick around a while.
Get rid of him.
I think he's coming down with the flu. Who cares?
Don't explain, Rose. I used to live with a couple of bitches myself.
Cut off for you. I kissed a fool. I helped a holy man. And I witnessed the betrayal of a loved one. That's a lot of work for a woman who nods off all day on the couch.
Ma, please, if somebody has to tell Rose, please let it be me.
I'm sorry, but that won't satisfy.
Sorry.
Now try the veal piccata. You'll weep.
Sophia, very sweet.
Oh, it was a terrible time for me. You know, I'd gone on an eating binge when Stan left, and I'd put on quite a bit of weight. Plus, I was not a 20-year-old. You know, when you're 20, no matter what you do, everything stays where it's supposed to. Now, when you lean over, it looks like somebody's let the air out of your face. After a night of pillaging and raping, a Viking wants a little something to go with his cocoa.
Well, the smell got awful.
Yeah, just when you're about ready to throw up from the stench, that's when they're done. Who wants some?
Rose, if these had been offered to the Donner Party, they still would have eaten each other.
Sorry, this, aren't you?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Take her. Blanche, are you okay?
No, I'm not okay. I feel like I'm going insane. My life's been turned upside down.
Just so we're in sync, it's this husband back from the grave thing, right?
That letter to Rose.
You what?
I wrote that letter myself. I made up a name and I answered Rose's ad.
Blanche, how could you? She thinks someone took an interest in her.
Well, someone did, me.
But what if she expects another letter from this guy? What if she decides...
So hard to get everybody to like you that you never got around to liking yourself. And if you don't like yourself, you can't respect yourself. And if you can't respect yourself, neither can anybody else. Why don't you come on home? We still have one more week before you have to leave. I don't want to spend it fighting with you. I don't... Look at that. She likes me.
Oh, thank God. Emily, pack up your diapers. You're on your way home. Ma, why didn't you use your key?
I left it home. I thought it would weigh me down. I'm going back outside, Dorothy.
Fine, Rose.
Is Rose Nyland in?
Yes, please come in. Please come in. You must be the man that Rose spoke to, Major Barker.
That's correct.
Dorothy, she could take shorthand. And I did have an affair with her.
I am shocked. That airhead could take shorthand.
Look, Dorothy, tomorrow I am checking into the hospital and I may never come out. And if that's the case...
That's our Blanche.
I think I'll take a stroll past that new mini mall they're building.
Why?
Past Rehearsing construction sites is good for your morale. The sound of guys in hard hats making that sucking noise through their teeth. Next day, she sat me down, gave me a stern lecture, and kicked me out of school. Only I didn't care. I knew what ecstasy was. All she could do was walk around with a dictionary on her head. All right, look, maybe you don't feel like talking to me or to each other, but at least talk to your children. Tell
Read Rose's diary.
And she wrote some terrible things about us in there.
About you? I didn't write anything about you. I didn't even know you when I kept that diary.
What are you talking about?
That was my 4-H diary. I kept it one summer when I raised 2 pigs for the county fair.
Because I'm good with names?
Rose, try again. She's in bed 6-8. Now hurry.
Come on.
Okay, let's fill this out. Please. And you are?
Sophia Hawkins.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. My name is Dorothy Zbornak. And for the next week, we will be exploring the skills involved in articulating ideas and relating them to other people. Now, I realize a lot of you haven't been in a classroom in years, but I promise you this will not...
A man? You know, a man. No. Yes.
What about your father? You mean you never saw your father?
My father? Oh, no, my father? Oh,
That ziti was delicious.
Please, tell me something I don't know.
Dorothy, you didn't even taste my chickpeas. Of course I did, Rose. You didn't like it.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I loved it.
Well, then have another bite.
Face it, nobody has more fun with each other than we do. You remember that night on the beach when I pretended my hand was a big old sand crab crawling up your thigh? We wrapped ourselves up in that big old blanket, and you just about jumped out of your skin when I showed you that Savannah twister.
Father had a similar problem when he was selling real estate.
I didn't know that Grandpa ever owned any real estate.
He didn't. That was the problem. You see, it turned out he really didn't own the Vatican. Although he did have a very close friend who swore he was there the night Pop won the deed in a card game from Pope Ronnie the Mag.
Simple phone conversation with that yellow-bellied sleazeball. Hello? Stan? Dorothy. Dorothy Zbornak. The one who gave you the best years of her thighs? Yes, I'm fine. Yeah, it happened. But I warn you, I did time in Attica.
Attica's a men's prison.
I know. I was there a year before they found out.
Sorry, Chief. I didn't mean to ruffle your feathers. Oh, Dorothy, that was magnificent.
You still think of me as your little girl?
Of course I do. In fact, come on. Sit on my lap. For old time's sake.
Oh, come on, Maya. You can't be serious. I mean, I'm a grown woman. Just relax. Don't be nervous.
I'm not nervous.
Are your hands all right?
Please, they're fine. He never threw a punch.
Oh, that's all behind you now, Peppy. This is the moment you wanted. Good luck.
Before...
Who's calling me?
It's me. You know.
Oh, Sal, is that you? Could it possibly be you? Oh, Sal, please prove to me it's you.
You dirty rat. You killed my brother.
Oh, Dorothy, sometimes a mother gets a little busy and forgets to tell her daughter everything she needs to know. So I'm telling you now, don't date a priest, it's bad luck.
Ma.
Trust me, I mean.
Girls, Ray and I aren't dating. I mean, Miles is in Europe with some students, and I needed an escort for the Children's Hospital fundraiser, and Miles suggested I take Ray. As a friend, that's all.
Well, then you're missing a prime opportunity, honey. Going out with your boyfriend's friend is very exciting. Take it from me, I wrote the book on dating.
Over there, over there. Send the word over there. That the Yanks are coming, the Yanks are
That is the
coming.
lullaby that your mother sang to you?
Well, it was the only song she knew. During World War...
Stanley, you're missing my point. We named it! What I'm saying is, thank you. Stanley, for the first time in a long while, you're really acting like a man.
Who's the dumb one now?
Oh, you're still the reigning champ, Rose. That was David Frost. Robert Frost was a famous American poet.
And when I was with him, he was always nipping at my nose.
I don't care. The minx can just sit there and we'll lose all our money. I don't care. Just don't mention Spanish Fly to me ever again.
You're really touchy about these Spanish flies, aren't you? Oh, Blanche, what did the doctor say?
Say?
Who can't even afford her own place to live. Beam me up!
Beam me up, Dorothy, you believe?
Rose, they checked out what we saw, and it actually was a UFO.
Dorothy, what time you want?
That'll help ease the lonely nights. Thank you.
Oh, I see you two are getting acquainted.
Yes, I'm just going to take my stuff to my room. It's that second on the left down the hall there.
Dorothy, the second on the left is mine. Blanche had promised it to me.
Blanche promised it to me too, didn't you, Blanche?
Whoops. Is it true what they say about black men in bed? Oh, yes, definitely. Oh, yes, definitely. That is something I would like to know about, too. What do you say we help Dorothy move her things, okay?
Okay. Gee, this is fun already, being roomies with you two. Blanche, I am so sorry. Oh, I'll buy you another one.
Well, you can't. That was one of a kind. Oh, no, well, don't feel happy for you. Well, heck, if you're happy, then I'm happy, too.
Oh, thank you for seeing me through this.
Honey, I wanted to ask you about Milton from the center.
Yes.
Well, now, that is strictly a professional relationship.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, there couldn't be anything between Milton and me. He has this thing about only dating fat women.
It sounds so natural, doesn't it?
Well, then I guess till next Tuesday, we are Kid Pepe's managers.
What happens after Tuesday?
We take our winnings and buy a heavyweight. Okay, a middleweight and a microwave.
Ma, forget it. This insanity.
Wonderful about Stanley.
Everything. Just everything. He has grown. He has changed. You should have seen the way he took over when Ma was sick. He was so commanding, so masterful, and yet so sensitive and so vulnerable. I know I couldn't have gotten through it without him.
Listen, Dorothy, you thought Sophia... Oh, man, we've just been inseparable ever since.
Hey, Cochran, what are you sitting with the guest for? It's time to serve the main course.
You want me to come back after dessert?
No. Listen, Dorothy, just a word of caution. I almost lost my Becky when I stuck my nose into her business. Now, believe me, it is not worth it.
Blanche is right. The same thing happened to the Vigbotters back in St. Olaf. You see, Gretchen had this thing for Buddy, but Mr. Vigbotter didn't approve. He did his best to keep them apart.
Hello, princess. Oh, you look absolutely beautiful.
I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for coming.
Oh, no, don't thank me. Thank your mother. There aren't too many women around who could swallow their pride after what went down between us. You're awesome, babe.
Wait, did I tell you that Larry Krause called the other day?
Really? Did he ever get married?
3 times. Actually 4 if you count Victor.
Maybe it'd be just like Cocoon, and they'd take us away, and we'd never grow old.
See, I don't know. I like my life. I mean, I'm not president or anything. I'm just a teacher. A substitute teacher. A divorced substitute teacher.
I love you, pussycat.
This is more moving than Susan Hayward's climactic speech, and I want to live.
You're ready to fly. But you. When Martha takes those pills or whatever and the life drains out of her, you're going to be in that room alone. What are you going to do, Ma? How are you going to feel?
I don't know, but I'll deal with it.
When my time comes, I sure want somebody to put me...
Give it a shot.
Great, my unmarried daughter wants to spend her weekend with a toilet. Now I can die in peace.
Oh, Dorothy, could I please borrow your long rhinestone chain?
Of course, Blanche.
Why not? What's Dorothy gonna do with it? Snake out a toilet?
It's just so hard to dress for these dates with Rich.
Dr. Zhivago is my favorite movie of all time. Now I'd like to introduce my friends. No, this is Dorothy.
By the way, did you girls know that the size of a man's ears is directly proportionate to the size of his other bodily organs?
What room are you in?
I better check. Sophia, who are Peter and Maddie, and why are they staying in Blanche's room?
Because Dorothy's room and your room are already rented.
Well, where am I going to sleep?
I could rent you half of my room. Pussycat, when's the last time I told you you were beautiful?
June 1st, 1949. At my wedding.
Oh, well, that's because pregnant women have that special glow. I think it's time to tell you...
Excuse me, with that new toupee, I thought you were Ted Danson.
I just got it today. It hasn't had time to settle. Oh, wow. Was that Rumaki?
Stanley, what are you doing here?
I just came to see Kate.
Oh, she hasn't gotten here yet.
How did you know that she was coming?
Well, she left me a message on my machine.
Is that you let your pride get in the way too often. I mean, the only reason your mother did what she did was she didn't want you to be lonely. And when you think about it, the idea of a matchmaker is kind of sweet.
Dorothy, can we talk? I just want you to understand why I did what I did.
And I'm going to get to see the big potato.
I said she was comforting. I didn't say she was smart.
We don't keep chicken soup here. We only have vegetable soup, and if that looks like vegetable soup, you're in a lot of trouble.
How are you gonna know it's mine?
I'll know it's yours because I'll put your name on it.
How old are you?
Too old for you.
Has he been your doctor ever since you...
Ma, why are you sitting here in the dark?
Conserving electricity for those who will still be living past Saturday. Put out your hands, Dorothy.
What for?
So I can say hello like Magic Johnson. So I'm going to give you some of my personal things. My bank book, some stocks.
Oh, Ma, come on. Now, this is crazy.
I'm a waitress at the Fountain Rock Coffee Shop. 12 hours a day, 4 days a week, minimum wage and tips, and a 60% employee discount on day-old Danish.
A
coffee shop. She knows how long it took us to save that money. You can trust her.
Don't get mad.
Ma, did you buy the CD today?
Not exactly. I said don't get mad.
Sophia, what did you do with our money?
I think you're going to be really impressed. I made a very shrewd deal with a guy I met at the bus stop.
Thinking of going to bed with him.
You know who I think about going to bed
I
with?
don't want to know.
No, really.
Believe me, I don't want to know.
Okay, fine.
But I am confused. I mean, just when I think I'm over the man, something happens. Am I ever going to stop having feelings for him?
Luther Van...
I'll change.
Oh, come on, I'll help you pick out something.
There's nothing left to pick. The only thing I haven't tried on is the bedspread.
Oh, hello, Elliot. Come in.
Hello, Blanche. Dorothy ready?
Oh, I'm afraid she's going to be a little...
I start to cook. A few hours later, he comes back. He says he couldn't find a cab. We eat in silence. Halfway through, I look up, and he's got tears in his eyes. He tells me, this meal is like our marriage. The veal is like him, tough and stubborn.
Blossom and Belle, who had just won the Little Miss Magnolia pageant.
Blanche, before you start, realize I am very vulnerable now, and in no mood to hear a story about you and some Yahoo cracker with 4 first names pawing at each other under a magnolia tree. Island Rose.
Michael tells us you're a singer.
That's right.
Oh, I bet you know all the great oldies.
Rose.
Lorraine, why don't I just show you where to put your things?
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you, Blanche.
Rose, will you excuse us?
Sure, where you going?
Nowhere, get out!
The pills myself, but I want you to be there and hold my hand.
You're right. I don't understand. I'd do anything to stay alive. If my heart stopped beating, I'd want every doctor in town jumping up and down on my chest.
You say that now, but I don't have the courage to die by inches. I'm going to do it whether you...
With you too. But you just, I don't know what to say.
Well, whatever you decide, make sure you start with Aunt Dorothy.
Wait a minute, wait! What in
For church in about half an hour. There's Daddy to serve Christmas dinner at 1 o'clock. I better get ready.
Hey, Rose, could you use some extra help?
Oh, we could use all the help we can get.
Then I'm going with you.
Hey, count me in. Since I didn't get a gift I have to bury out in the backyard, well, I'm feeling all Christmassy too.
It's remarkable to watch him make a veal and pepper hero.
Ma, you are trying to muscle in on a guy named Johnny No Thumbs? Are you crazy? He's probably connected with the mob.
Relax. If they were his friends, he'd still have his thumbs.
He's a very sweet man. Although the first time he waved hello, Sophia missed...
I need something to eat.
What, didn't you just have dinner?
Oh, I couldn't eat. I was just too stunned.
What are you going to do, Blanche?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's not as if she were my daughter. Today's my birthday.
Today's your birthday, Blanche? Today? Dorothy, did you hear that? Today's Blanche's birthday.
And I hate birthdays.
And she hates birthdays.
Only thing I hate worse than birthdays is surprise birthday parties. What did I get when I walked into work today? A surprise birthday party. Oh, I was so upset I almost threw up.
Blanche, wake up. My wife will be home any minute.
Dorothy, that was a terrible thing to do.
I'm sorry, but we have to get down to the bowling alley.
Oh, it's 6 a.m. Why are you making me do this?
You have to...
Find out what it is, or my name isn't Sophia
Petrillo.
Oh, yeah. Maybe the doctor is right. Maybe I do need all 3 pills a day.
Dorothy will never tell her.
Tell her what?
The secret? That I don't know.
Huh?
You know, I just don't understand it. How could I not remember Charlie? Have I finally turned that corner? Have I finally become so jaded that I can no longer put the name with the face? Oh, listen to me. He was probably just lousy in bed.
You missed a sensational concert tonight.
I'm glad I did.
Wouldn't it, Blanche? I mean, Reagan's only responsible for half the problem. I have to write to Gorbachev, too.
Rose, honey, you can't be serious.
Dorothy, I'm taking my troop on a camp out in 2 weeks. I don't want this nuclear nonsense spoiling our fun. A well-written, thoughtful... Can he play a song on those little horns?
No, but he can balance a ball on his nose if you throw him a catfish first.
This is like a Twilight Zone. Somehow we got on a train that ended up inside Rose's mind.
Yeah, when is the next train?
It's my late night at the counseling center. Oh. But what are you doing here? Blanche told me she was sending you out on a date.
Oh, she did.
Didn't it work out?
Well, let's just say Blanche has in her head what type is right for me, and she's way off.
I'll bet I could sit here for a minute and tell you what your type is. I'm good at this. Gosh, my relationship with Miles is really getting boring.
We even make love the same.
How? Well, first he says, let's go watch TV in the bedroom. And then I think, wait, he doesn't have a TV in the bedroom. And then he says, come lie down.
Hello, hello. Hi, Blanche. How are you, sweet mother? Mwah.
We're out of pepperoni.
Did you call Dan Rather?
I'm starving.
I defrosted some chicken. We'll eat in half an hour.
I can't eat chicken. It repeats on me.
Look, Ma, you don't have to make excuses if you don't want grammar in Mario's story for his English class. This is really terrific.
It's not terrific. It's just okay.
It is much better than okay. Blanche, I want you to listen.
Don't read it. You're going to embarrass me.
All right, I'll just read it from there to there, okay?
If you only read it from there to there, you'll miss the spirit of the whole piece. Take it from...
Tried the taste. Refreshing, clear, clean. Would you buy this water? Sure, why not? We're rich. We're rich. It comes from the hose out back. Move over, Perrier. Petrillo water is on the way. I know what you're going to say. Another one of my get-rich-quick schemes.
Well, I guess we should get back to work.
Oh, I suppose so, but you know, a big meal always makes me so sleepy.
Is that why you usually go right to bed after a date buys you dinner?
Can lose their looks.
Not in Sicily. In Sicily, if you're born beautiful, you stay beautiful. The whole town sees to it. They check up on you. They encourage you. They never let you slip. That's why we were so happy when Dorothy was born.
Oh, Ma.
Who needed all those people bothering us all the time?
Medicine is still a man's world. So, if it'll make you feel any better, I used to be a man.
What?
Just a little female doctor humor.
All right, so what's the verdict?
Gosh, I didn't realize how long Dorothy's solo is. I sure hope the doctor says she's gonna be all right.
To your boss about your workload. Wallowing in self-pity is not going to help.
How are you feeling, Dorothy?
My life is falling apart and now Rose is bothering me.
Dorothy, I'm sorry I bothered you.
I'm sorry I snapped at you, Rose. It's just that I'm upset.
Saying today, Dorothy, I was called into work early, so I asked Sophia to go for it.
You let Ma leave the house with $3,000 of our money?
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong? Odds are she'd probably come back with a handful of magic beans.
Dorothy, just relax. Your mother is a responsible woman.
Okay, how about when you were unmarried and pregnant?
I remember your exact words. Get out of my house, you're dead, I have no daughter named Dorothy.
Sure, in that tone of voice, it sounds bad. But I'm supporting you now. Didn't I come here to live with you in your twilight years?
Ma, these are your twilight years. Ma, why can't we wear something simple in basic black?
It's a bad idea, Dorothy. You wear black at Shady Pines, they'll stop the show for a head count.
I knew I never should have gotten involved in this mother-daughter pageant. I just wish I'd known how to say no to it.
I know what you mean. I should have said, girls, maybe we don't even need to worry about our bodies. At the counseling center, we teach people that changing their dispositions can sometimes be just as effective in making a good impression.
Oh, Rose, if you're thinking of one of those personality-enhancing exercises, you're forgetting we tried that already once, too.
And I'll never try
Don't you
that
remember?
again.
House while I pick up Angela.
Whatever you say.
Ma, get away from the back door.
You got eyes in the back of your head or what?
Now, why can't you just relax and enjoy your surprise?
Because the last surprise I got was when I walked in on your cousin Vito parading around on my girdle.
Oh, guess what? He says it's cold in Minnesota.
Get out of here.
Charlie, is it cold enough that if you put your tongue on something metal, it'll stick?
Sure, I'll hold. And those look like Blanche's red shoes.
And aren't they her diamond earrings and gold bracelet?
That little floozy stole Blanche's clothes.
It's like having Agatha Christie right here in our kitchen.
Those in petite. Everybody can see you couldn't get those past your knees.
If you don't keep your voice down, I'm going to hit you in the head with this loin of pork.
Oh, Blanche, come on. $15.99. Now, this is just too extravagant. I'm not going in on this. I'd better start planning Mario's party.
Oh, Dorothy, let me plan it for you.
Oh, honey, you don't have to do
No,
that.
I want to. You have enough to do, and there's nothing I like better than planning a party.
Are you sure?
Yes, there's nothing to it.
Well, fine, thanks.
Rose?
Yes.
Plan a party.
Closet, I don't even know what to wear with the first night on the ship.
A life jacket and a great big smile.
I wonder what Rose is doing right now.
You mean you wonder if she's doing it right now?
No, I just wonder if maybe we didn't push her into something too fast.
But I threw a priest out the door.
Ma, you have relatives who threw priests out of windows.
That was business.
Dorothy, somebody left this package for you outside on the front porch.
Oh, what is it? A fish wrapped in newspaper.
Oh, my God. Until last night during your show of shows, when he hands me some papers he found in the hall closet. He tells me they made a mistake on my birth certificate when I came into this country, and I'm actually 50.
So what's the difference? You're 50.
What's the difference? I gave that man the best years of my life, and he just stole 2 more.
Rose, if we can convince Pepe just to show up there and get knocked out, everybody will get what they want.
Well, what if he won't go along with that?
We'll talk him into it. There's no shame in taking a dive. In Sicily, it's a time-honored tradition.
Handling, not a kidney.
She is trying so hard to be brave.
She's very convincing.
Well, you have a wonderful night, Stan.
We just wanted to stop by and wish you luck in case we don't see you again. Before you leave, for the hospital, not another world.
Right now, he happens to be tearing off another guy's arm and hitting him with it. You do see my point.
I don't want to go back, Teach.
I know you don't. And I don't want you to go either. I wish I could say that you won't have to go back, but I can't. The only thing I can promise you, though, is that running away...
Why, you devil, you!
So that was what we heard, Rose.
Rose got lucky.
Not so lucky. The man in your bed is dead.
What?
Dead.
Oh, Sophia. He's not dead. I was just...
I had gone to that high school.
You know, I've got a little confession to make. One of the reasons I wanted to see you again was to, well, show you how well I turned out.
Well, I wanted to show you how well I turned out. I mean, I was a mess in high school.
We all were.
Yeah. Except for, what was her name? Roseanne Durasmo. No, Zbornak. I'm beautiful, men find me desirable, and people want to be my friend.
Sorry, I confused you, honey. You're supposed to say 3 positive things that apply to you. You know, like you could say, I'm Dorothy Zbornak.
Next thing I knew, we were in Atlantic City. Dorothy, I swear to you, it was just that one time. Forgive me.
Forgive you. Forgive you. I'm sitting at home with 2 screaming kids praying that you'll sell enough chain link to put food on the table, and you're off planting your flag on Mount Olympus.
Dorothy, make it sound so cheap.
Talking about
Blanche's date.
He turned me down again. I'm just devastated.
Oh, come on now, Blanche. You said yourself you didn't find him that attractive anymore.
That's not the point, Dorothy. The point is to Blanche Devereaux, sexuality and attractiveness are 2 very important things. They are Blanche Devereaux. I was outside of town when I said, honey, why? They don't even have a football team. He answered by slipping a ring on my finger and proposing marriage. Well, I could not believe it. I just sat there for almost half an hour, just staring at that ring. Finally, I said, honey, this will not... of marriage, he also dumped you for a 23-year-old stewardess with firm thighs and perky breasts.
You got yourself a ring, muchacho. Those are Malamar's Road.
Dorothy, I want you to have a copy of my latest novel.
Scarlet Dawn at Boca Raton.
Read the inscription.
To Dorothy Zbornak.
Just in case what?
In case something should go wrong. I've been to enough funerals to see how they make up dead people. They look like clowns. You expect to see a dozen of them jump out of one coffin.
Well, nothing will go wrong. I've done this procedure 100 times. You'll be fine in a week. All we do is cut a small...
Water back in. Maybe they were clawed to death by bloodthirsty animals. Unfortunately, water isn't all that can be around that rock formation.
You're kidding.
A pioneer scout always tells the truth. So I'm going to be even more honest. Our big worry is nobody knows we're missing.
You think maybe you could hold on to something else for a while, honey?
Oh, of course, honey. I'm sorry.
Meant like the armrest.
Look, girls, I found this big bolt in the aisle. What do you think you do all along? Help me not be scared. I think so. Goodbye, Aunt Gretchen.
Take a seat, lady. This isn't the Copacabana.
Rose, that was...
Hit it! Isn't she incredible? What do you say, girls? Can she stay?
I guess so. All right.
Oh, thank you.
But just be sure and keep her in her cage.
Oh, maybe I can convince the Count to get...
Well, Dorothy, I guess we're sleeping together tonight.
Ma, I have a better idea. In my suitcase, there are 2 tickets to Aruba. I think Stan owes us a little vacation, don't you?
Aruba! I love Aruba! Where's Aruba?
You need something to go in that skillet.
A car! We want a car!
No, a lifetime supply of soup. Yes, it's soup, and more soup, every kind you can imagine, and it's yours for the rest of your lifetime. Well, that's our show for today, folks. Contestants, come on down and get...
And what do you know? You ain't got my door. Boots are made for. That's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
I know you have a date with him tomorrow night. Keep it. I'm sure you'll find he's the same caring, sensitive man you've known all along. My God, it wasn't my confirmation dinner, was it?
Friday, even when the Pope told me I didn't have to. I go to Mass. I light candles. I say novenas. And for what? so it could all be flushed down the toilet because my daughter insists on going out with Father Happy Pants.
Ma, you're not making it any easier.
Look, Dorothy, in the end, only you can...
There is no Mr. Ferguson in this room.
Isn't this room 203?
303.
Oh, boy, what a day. Since I'm here, do you need the last rites?
No, thank you.
Have you had your operation yet?
No, tomorrow morning.
Well, good luck. I'm sure
The
everything...
Bobby Vinton tapes, I have enough trouble staying awake at the wheel.
Listen, Ma, I didn't want to say this, but I'm going to. Your eyesight is not what it used to be, and neither are your reflexes, and I want you to make me a promise. If ever you want to drive, you come to me, let me know, and I'll go with you. Do you promise?
I can. It was hell. And the entertainment? Some guy from Palermo forgot his accordion, so he sat around singing O Sole Mio while squeezing a monkey.
Sophia.
Sophia, what? It was the worst time of my life. If it weren't for Pin the Tail on the French, we would have gone stir crazy.
Blanche, I don't think you're going to have to worry. It's not going to happen.
Has anybody seen a small bottle of pills?
Brown bottle, Patton's Pharmacy label, your name on the prescription?
Yeah.
Never saw it.
Ma.
All right, yesterday I was looking for the oregano and accidentally knocked them into the sink. I forgot all about it.
Oh, honey, trust me, Martinique is perfect. It has everything. And all the men speak French.
What do the women speak?
Rose, honey, everybody speaks French.
Well, then we can't go there. I don't know any French.
Oh, honey, don't worry. All you need to know are two phrases. Yes and no, your roommate...
Back and died. Oh, Mrs. Beatty, I'm so very, very sorry.
Well, you must have the wrong Al. You've been sleeping with someone else's Al. My Al is as healthy as a horse. It can't be him. Al Beatty from Boca Raton?
Yes.
Weasel of a manager wouldn't budge an inch. He pushed us to the wall. Now it's all out war.
What do you mean, Ma?
Tomorrow morning, all Chow Wagon employees over the age of 70 are officially out on strike.
You're going to pick at the restaurant?
No, Rose, we're going to put on war paint and shoot flaming arrows at the covered wagon out front. They're yours. You want them fair and square.
Oh, come on. What are you talking about? You and Rose won that tournament.
Please, you blew it on purpose. The 9-pin for the spare is your best shot. You could make that shot all day long. Here, enjoy them. Okay.
Started feeling those awful stirrings and urgings. I was like a spring blooming peach bud just ripened to dewy fruition, waiting to be plucked by the first handsome man to come my way.
You were looking for some nookie.
Exactly.
I was desperate.
I have made arrangements for us tomorrow.
Oh, what arrangements?
Well, we're supposed to show up at the hangar at 10 o'clock in the morning for skydiving class.
What, you mean actually jump out of an airplane? Literally?
There is nothing like skydiving. I mean, soaring...
Complimentary fruit basket and a bottle of champagne.
Good night.
Dorothy's seeing Glenn again.
That's right, and I don't need any advice. I can handle it.
Dorothy, I had a third cousin who ran around with a married man for 15 years.
Are they still together?
Well, they would be, but his wife shot him in the... Thank you so much for coming. A man as brilliant as you must be terribly busy.
That change of life didn't change her life.
Well, it's no mystery. The minks won't breed because they're too old.
You're kidding.
Isn't he brilliant?
Somebody sold you minks that are too old to breed. They're worn out. They're not interested.
Working with you.
Me too, and you know why? Because we're not just partners, we're friends. We're good friends.
I feel like I could say anything to you.
Well, of course you can, Sugar Plum.
Even criticize your artwork.
Well, of course. The whole point of collaborating is to get beyond our egos and come up with something we both like. What do you think?
Well, this could use a few minor changes.
Balls of sunshine in a bag.
must mean something. Those are egg yolks, Blanche. My brain's gone. My body is limp with exhaustion.
Forget it. The only sights we're seeing is the empty parking lot behind the mall.
I already showed him that.
Wait a minute, I have an idea. Blanche, you're free. Why don't you take Sven around?
I don't think I feel like sightseeing. Oh, it might do you good, Blanche.
I know it'll do you good, and it's certainly a lot healthier than sitting here in the house caring. They need compassion. They need attending to. You know, someday, Dr. Bud, you're going to be on the other side of the table. And as angry as I am, and as angry as I always will be, I still wish you a better doctor than you were to me.
St. Patrick, my backup pair can take a lot more punishment.
Well, you made a complete fool of yourself.
Oh, yeah, we'll just wait and see who gets the part.
Could I have everyone's attention, please? We had to make a few very difficult choices, but remember, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart.
Wants to know if you'd mind if this little boy goes ahead of you.
Oh, no problem.
Oh, no. You need to see a doctor just as much as me. I'll wait my turn.
No, kid. It's your turn. I don't need to see a doctor. You were right, Dorothy. I was faking.
Sophia, I'm shocked.
Of any of this, I am out. I am selling my half of the building.
Fine, I'm glad. I'll tear the dump down and turn it into office space for Spornak Incorporated.
Fine.
Fine. Just don't blame me that it means throwing your uncle out on the street.
Sam, that's blackmail.
But it's got a certain logic. So, business partners?
I have no choice.
What happens?
Dorothy, do you think they're really going to make any money with that business?
One fabric softener.
Now what's the matter?
I'll tell you what's the matter. I cannot believe that you are actually going to go out with Stan again tonight.
Why shouldn't I go out with Stan again tonight?
You're right. It's my mistake. I thought you were my friend.
I am your friend.
Then why are you sleeping with my husband?
You Dorothy. Honestly, Rose, sometimes it's like pulling teeth to get a little compliment out of you.
What do you say, girls? Are you in this with me?
You bet we are, honey.
Oh, this is what friendship is all about. Banding together when the going gets tough. Sacrificing sleep and personal comfort.
I couldn't find the Christmas cookie cutters, so I used the 4th of July cookie cutters instead.
I wonder where President Bush stands on eating the flag.
Well, that's all the presents, except for the ones we know are fruit.
Look, the exterminator said that you came in through a hole under the sink. Please, that's the way I'd like you to go. Oh, good boy!
You have the gift!
That's how I'd feel.
I remember the first time anybody ever called me a widow. I was terribly lonely and depressed, just missing George something awful. And finally, my best friend, Rebecca Sue Bliss, persuaded me to join her for a night out. Well, we no sooner stepped through the door into the Boots and Saddle Grill than these two big, brawny truckers came over and...
It is beautiful. I never saw a more perfect piece of fruit.
No? Then try kissing my behind. It's a real peach. Sophia, her husband, the man who perfected the hot dog.
Oscar Mayer. Ma, you're not making any sense.
All right, Dorothy, let me level with you. All my life, I've been the practical one. Your father was the dreamer. So when this opportunity came along, I could...
Messed up in high school.
Well, it wasn't your fault. That was my mother's.
Actually, I've always wanted to thank you, Mother, for that night.
Why?
For not letting me take you out. She took one look at my clothes and my attitude, and she said it wasn't good enough for her daughter. Her little girl deserved better.
But the most wonderful thing about all this is Virginia and me. All that time we wasted hating each other from when we were kids. Now we're getting to know each other, and I just love her. I finally have a sister to love. I'm going to call him up
And tomorrow night, I'm going out with that man again, and I don't care what amount of seducing it takes. But as God is my witness, I am not returning to this house until he has begged, beseeched, and pleaded with me to go to bed with him.
You know, that was the original...
He just walked in. He's a monk.
Must be a pretty reformed order.
Come on, let's get you signed in.
Rose, are you sure you're up to this? Honey, maybe you'd rather talk.
Oh, I'm okay. I can do this job without thinking. Okay. Name? Zulu, Queen of the Dwarfs.
Sick and crazy. And to know what I have and that there are a lot of other people who have the same thing.
I don't like the name. I think it ought to have a better name.
Well, that's what Dr. Chang said. Chronic fatigue syndrome makes it sound like I'm just a tired person when it is so much more than that.
Honey, leave it alone.
Blanche, listen. Nothing happened between me and Rose. Just like nothing ever happens between me and any of the women you set me up with. There's a reason.
What are you saying, Clayton?
I'm saying I'm gay, Blanche.
Oh, Clayton.
Resort on the Black Sea. For weeks, she frolics at this seaside resort and enjoys the company of many young men, all of whom adore her.
All of them?
Shut up, and I work alone. All of them. When it's time to return to Sicily...
That's it? I don't want to hear another word.
Oh, Cinderella's back from the ball and her 3 wicked roommates are jealous.
We are not jealous, Ma. We are angry. You left us sitting in jail.
Hey, I sent over the bail money. You were out an hour later. I think that was just about... I am. I'm fighting a losing battle. You're younger, you're prettier. In the end, he'll choose you and it'll break my heart. He's yours, Blanche. No hard feelings.
Oh, Sophia, wait. Why don't you take Fidel? I have all those other boyfriends.
Okay, good.
An important man in my life. But as much as I cared about him, I can't help but care about you, too. You're like a sister to me, and I can't throw that away. So, I forgive you for being a moralless, emotionally needy...
It was wonderful. Oh, honey, this is terrific.
Oh, I'm so happy, and I have you two to thank for it.
You two. Don't you think Arnie should get...
कामाची धामाची माझी दौंडी उठवली कामाची धामाची माझी दौंडी उठवली इंस्टाग्रामवर भावानं पोरगी पटवली इंस्टाग्रामवर भावानं पोरगी पटवली केव्हाच खोललंय अकाउंट त्याला खोलून झाला महिना तिला देतो या रिक्वेस्ट एकीचा रिप्लाय ती येईना केव्हाच खोललंय अकाउंट त्याला खोलून झाला महिना तिला देतो या रिक्वेस्ट एकीचा रिप्लाय ती येईना पाहून एकीचा डीपी डोळ्यात साठवली पाहून एकीचा डीपी डोळ्यात साठवली इंस्टाग्रामवर भावानं पोरगी पटवली इंस्टाग्रामवर भावानं पोरगी पटवली इतक्यात आली रिक्वेस्ट ती वयानं भरली मोठी कोणाच्या लमात पाप देवा घेतो का कसोटी आली रिक्वेस्ट ती वयानं भरली मोठी कोणाच्या लमात पाप देवा घेतो का कसोटी झाला डोक्याला ताप माझ्या कशी बशी मी कटवली झाला डोक्याला ताप माझ्या कशी बशी मी कटवली स्नॅपचॅटवर भावानं पोरगी पटवली, स्नॅपचॅटवर भावानं पोरगी पटवली. उशिरा का होईना माझी तळमळ कळाली, कशी हवी होती मला तशीच मिळाली. उशिरा का होईना माझी तळमळ कळाली, कशी हवी होती मला तशीच मिळाली. मयशी केला विषय पूर्ण सनित चिंता मिटवली, मयशी केला विषय पूर्ण सनित चिंता मिटवली. इंस्टाग्रामवर भावानं पोरगी पटवली, इंस्टाग्रामवर भावानं पोरगी पटवली. सोशल मीडियावरती भावानं पोरगी पटवली, सोशल मीडियावरती भावानं पोरगी पटवली.